I'm talking directly to you guys that are small business owners. Maybe you're a solopreneur, you're operating a business out of your home, out of your kitchen, which is where I started, by the way, out of my kitchen. And you have a small business that essentially revolves around your ability to produce, right? Anything that revolves around providing a service, but is based on you actually producing. So the difference between a business and a company is essentially a simple concept. One of the interesting questions I got was, how do you scale? In the business world, you have, what is called a business, a small business, and you have a company. So I'm talking directly to you guys that are small business owners. Maybe you're a solopreneur, you're operating a business out of your home, out of your kitchen, which is where I started, by the way, out of my kitchen. And you have a small business that essentially revolves around your ability to produce, right? Maybe you're a carpenter, maybe you're an independent physician, maybe you're a spa owner, anything that revolves around providing a service, but is based on you actually producing. The difference between a business and a company is essentially a simple concept. It means that if you're running a small business, it revolves around you, so your ability to scale becomes quite difficult. So let's take the approach that you're a guy or a girl, you're running a business and you're doing fairly well. But you're kind of still in the rat race because your production and the income of your business revolves around you. So how do you get out of that? So I'm gonna give you a personal story about how I got out of that. So when I started Blackstone, I was the sole rep. I was the guy going to doctors' offices, asking them to, refer patients to us so that we could test them for sleep apnea. And what I didn't want to do was to have the business revolve around my ability to produce. So I had to hire people that could take my position to where I could scale. Now, not every business model has the ability to scale, and that's something that you got to first look at and really confront is, does your business allow you to scale? So if your business means that you're the guy that's got to go here and go there and do all of the selling and all of the servicing, then at that point it's going to be very hard to scale, because unless you clone yourself, which is hard to do, it prevents you from scaling. Now, you may be in a business where it's like, hey, you can't scale, and that's okay. You can still have an amazing quality of life and produce a great living if you don't scale, okay? So you have to kind of weigh the pros and cons, right? Maybe you're in a business that you really like, you really enjoy, but the model or the vehicle that you're in doesn't allow you to scale. Now, I picked a vehicle that allowed me to scale. I like businesses that can scale. So the first thing I look at when I want to buy a company or start a company is its ability to scale. If the business revolves around one or two people, I'm not interested in that business for myself or to invest in. So the scalability is huge. If you're in the right vehicle that allows you to scale, then you need to be thinking about, okay, who do I need to hire to replace myself? Now, there were many years in my company where the receptionist made more money than me. It was several years, actually. And the reason I tell that story is because I was willing to take less pay to scale. And that's sometimes something you may have to do. You may have to give up a little bit of income personally because you need to hire the right person and put them in the right position that will allow you to scale, right? Now, we've been able to scale tremendously. My company's grown an average of 55% over the last 8 years, which is unheard of. There's a very, very, very small percentage of companies that are able to do that. We have done that successfully because I understand and figured out the formula how to scale and how to sell in healthcare. My expertise is selling in healthcare. I can sell anything in healthcare. That's what I do. So my ability to scale was dependent on my ability to hire people and really blow it out of the water. So the first thing you got to do is you got to figure out, are you a business or are you a company? Which one do you want to be? The second thing you need to do is make sure that you're in the right vehicle. You know, does your vehicle allow you to scale? If it does, great. If it doesn't, you can then look at different aspects of your business and figure out, are you able to move it into an area where you can actually scale it? Because if you can do that, then it's gonna allow you to really kind of blow it up. However, if you can't, then you can, and it's okay too. Again, you can have a successful business, and I have many friends that have very successful businesses and have a great quality of life, but they just can't scale, and that's the only downfall, is that you need to be able to scale for survivability. You know, in this business and the economy that we're in, if you can't scale to a gigantic size, then it to some degree puts you in a bit of a shaky situation, because you're smaller, and when you're smaller, you have less ability to leverage different things, right? Costs, vendors, pricing, everything like that goes less if you can't scale. So going back to the beginning, if you want to scale, these are the things you need to look at, and I highly encourage you to scale. I'm not a fan of staying small. I'm not a fan of keeping it running like a small mom and pop business. You want to scale and graduate to a company, and when you can do that, the rewards are plentiful, and you'll be very happy with the fact that you took that leap of faith and jumped into the scalability of your business as opposed to staying where it is now.